Hi, and welcome to Decorating with Style. Thank you so much for joining us today. We have a fun show lined up for you. We're doing a Tahitian window treatment, then we've got some great wall treatments with fabric, and we're going to do some furniture treatments too, so I'm sure there'll be some idea that you'll like to try at home. Well, let's start with the first one here, and we all know that having an antique piece refinished is either expensive or time-consuming if you have the ability to do it. Now, spending a lot of dollars or time are not your only options. Here with a great idea for fixing this problem is the author of New Decoupage, Durwin Rice. Hello, Durwin. So good to see you.
Thank you.
So you're going to use your skill at decoupaging to fix up our furniture today?
Yes. If you got a really nice piece of antique furniture, invariably something happens. Somebody leaves a drink on it, or your nephew decides to carve his initials in it, or something wretched, and then you get the really bad news. It's going to cost you $600 to repair it. You don't have it in your budget. What else can you do? You
don't well, let's see what you're going to do.
So this is the table.
I love this.
You see the little decoupage design? It's not all designed all over the table. And then we did some painting treatment to kind of unify the design when we got to the end of it.
That looks so terrific. I love the way it looks. I mean, I would do this even if my furniture was not ruined.
Well, that's an option too, but...
Okay, show us how you did it, and then we can decide how we want to do it.
All right. Well, the first thing you have to do is you have to get a piece of glass cut to fit your tabletop, of course. And what I did was I took my table into the glass shop and said, I want a 1/4-inch piece of glass. Make it fit the top perfectly. I didn't have to measure it that way. They took the table, and I picked it up the next day. I told them to sand the edge. They said they could bevel it if we had given a week or something, which would have been a nice treatment. But we were on a budget. We didn't want to spend more than $40, so I had the piece of glass cut. And then I took it home and put it on top of the tabletop and looked where the damage was, and then cut out some artwork that I thought would cover the damage nicely, and held it over and marked out where I need to put this stuff.
Okay.
So let's assume...
butterflies are
I love
great.
these butterflies. There's another damaged area over here.
Do you get these from art book or wallpaper?
This is from a wrapping paper, actually.
Paper?
Yeah,
okay.
It's a really fine European wrapping paper that I just love. And this, on the other hand, is from an art book. So, you see, the design is sort of dictated by where the damage is on your table. So, you get it laid out. You could, say, well, that would be prettier if I had another piece over here. So, whether it's damaged or not, let's go ahead and put it in there.
Okay.
And there we solved our design dilemma a little bit.
All right.
Okay, now we know what to do. This is how we do it. We got to flip the glass over, so we're working on the underside. And then we want to glue up just those areas where we're going to put the decoupage artwork.
All right,
like
and that's just regular glue.
Just white craft glue straight out of the bottle. I just
dip your hand in a little water?
Dip my hand in a little water, usually just to rinse it off. And I can do all these 4 pieces in the same gluing session. Now, do you remember where I had them? We got to flip this back over so we can see our black lines that we drew on there.
Right, okay.
And then we can position them correctly. See how smart it is to have those lines?
Yes. Okay.
Okay, and this one went over here. We had the yellow guy up over here.
Right.
And one more.
Good. Okay.
Okay? Now, the glue's drying a little bit, so I'm going to keep dipping while I work out the little pockets of air so that we get a really nice, clean gluing job.
You really need to hold it up like that to be able to see it, or you could lean it up against something.
You could, if this wasn't comfortable for you, the most important thing is you be comfortable. You could put this on a couple coffee cans and have it perfectly level.
Or get a friend.
That's true. You could be helping me, too.
I'm not.
No, yeah, you are. Now, I got the air pockets out. I want to clean it up with just a damp sponge. I can touch the edges of the paper just a little bit, but I don't want to get too much water in there because that can sneak underneath the artwork and cause me problems later. And the thing I love about a white craft glue like this versus a decoupage adhesive is I can move it around. You see, it doesn't set up really quickly, and I can make sure I get it in the right place, which is really important on this sort of fix-up idea.
I didn't really realize the decoupage glue makes it set up faster.
It does. It's a quicker drying adhesive, which is one of its benefits, but it's not all, not every situation is the same. Sometimes you want it to
Can I move this little guy over? He's sticking out the end.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So we'll finish cleaning that up. I leave some of it behind because it'll be easier to clean up once it's dry.
Okay.
Okay. Put it face down And let's move over to the one that's already dry so I can show you what we did next.
Okay.
You know, maybe the design, which is dictated by the damage, isn't perfect. You want to unify the design, or you want to complete it out. This painting tape is a great sort of solution for that.
Let me ask you, that all that heavy glue that was there, did you wipe that up or scrape it off with a razor blade or something?
I took a paper towel and a glass cleaner and cleaned it up.
Okay.
Although, if you look carefully, I didn't clean it all up. Some of that will be obscured by the painting that we're going to be doing.
Okay.
So, you know, you don't have to be too detailed about it. But this stuff is great.
Tell me what kind of tape this is again?
It's called a painter's tape.
Oh.
It's not...
I'm usually used to blue.
It's you know, you can buy it in different widths and get the perfect one for whatever project you're. Now, I'm doing something that maybe looks a little crazy here, is I'm putting it right up next to that and not creating a stripe. But the reason I'm doing that is because I like to get to the goal quickly, and rather than measure all this out, I can pull that one away now, and I've got it to use as a guide for the next one.
You are so smart.
You see? And let's not worry about it. So, I'll show you how quickly we can finish this off.
Oh, great. That is a good idea. Have you done this on large tables too? It's kind of tough when you get to a really big piece, because then you're crawling under it. You got to have kind of long arms to be able to reach to the center of it. But if you get help, you can usually do it. Now let me show you here when we're going over the artwork. A lot of people worry about their artwork, but it doesn't. That glue really is strong. This tape is not any match for it. It's not going to lift anything up from there. And then one more piece, and we're almost ready to paint. Okay? Now, the next thing you do is make sure those seams are really down. Drag it along with your fingernail, or if you've gotten your fingernails down on your previous project, use a credit card or a spoon or something. Okay.
Especially around the artwork, because that's where it has a little bit of a leveling problem. And then you're ready to paint.
Okay. What kind of paint are you using?
This is a latex enamel from the hardware store. It's meant for walls. But the wonderful thing about painting under glass is you get a really glossy finish regardless of the paint you use. The first coat I put on here, you can see the brush marks and streaks. I really can't get rid of them. But the second coat I put on will make it beautifully opaque.
So it doesn't matter if you use flat or gloss or whatever?
We've tried them all. They all look the same. They look wonderful when they're finished.
How many coats are you going to put on here?
2.
2, okay.
2. Unless you bought a really inexpensive paint, then you might have to do 3. You just build it up until you can't see through it anymore.
And what do you do to the edges there? Just take your finger and wipe them off? Or?
What edge? Along here? I wait for it to dry, and then with a straight edge razor blade, I can, you want to see that? We'll pretend we painted it twice.
Okay.
We can
that's great.
strip these off very quickly. And voila.
Oh, that looks fabulous. And it looks even better when it's on the wood to see the wood grain come through.
Of course, that was the whole point.
Oh, right. Well, let's take a look at that one that you have produced. I love that. Looks really terrific. What a great idea, Durwin Rice.
Well,
and very quickly you did that, and I appreciate it. I think we all do. Great. And we'll be right back.